It's T minus 5 days until the Last Kingdom movie. So I'm binge watching seasons 1 through 5 for like the 100 millionth time. But this time I'm gonna vlog it with you guys. Because by far it's my favorite show. It's so underrated. And if you think that you're gonna go into it watching a show about Vikings, you're deadly wrong. It's a show about loss of identity, finding a home, finding a place to belong. It's written, directed, and filmed so well, so I have to share it with you. Now, first, let me say, I don't ever really watch season 1. I always start at season 2. So I'm recapping episode 1, season 1 for you. One of the things I love about this show is that every episode is jam-packed full of stuff. Like, you can feel like it starts off one way at the beginning of the episode, and it could take a far left turn at the end of the episode. And you would think it would feel rushed, but it doesn't. Like, they pack in so much stuff with good dialogue and filming that you don't feel like you're missing out on the storyline. I'm also one of those people where I can't watch shows that are a little bit too serious or too much of a drama. This show does a really good job of putting witty humor in there. So even though you're watching a lot of gore, it really helps break it up a little bit. You don't feel like you're overwhelmed watching a show with so much violence in it. And they showcase that really well in the first 10 minutes of the show when little Oscar is basically kind of teasing Father Bioka about how Christians and Danes are basically alike because they come from the same God. And right after that, it just punches you in the face with Uhtred's first loss, which is the loss of his brother. Killed by Ragnar, which also is poetic because Ragnar ends up taking him in and becomes a father figure to him. Which is one of the great things about the show because it's not black and white. It pulls at your heartstrings. And it revisits the same theme of Uhtred losing his identity over and over again. He doesn't know where he belongs. In the first 20 minutes, he receives so much loss. He loses his brother. He watches his father get killed. And then he becomes a slave and loses all heirs to his throne, which is his birthright. And you would think this will make him lose his purpose in life, but it doesn't. He still has so much fire in him, and he doesn't hold resentment in his heart. So much to the point that he gets taken in as a son to the family that takes him in as a slave. While all 5 seasons is basically about how Uhtred lost Bebbanburg and tried to get it back, a lot of it was about him trying to decipher his identity as being a Saxon versus a Dane. And I think the reason why he struggles with that so much is that Uhtred said at the beginning of the show that his dad was not very fond of him. So even though he watched his dad die and he shedded tears over that, Ragnar said that he was proud of Uhtred, that he loved Uhtred like a son. And Uhtred always longed for that father, that family, to have a place to belong. So in episode 1, we see him lose it all, gain some sort of satisfaction of having some sort of family and happiness, and then lose that. So for the family that he's only ever known gets destroyed, he's seeking some sort of retribution and is clinging on to the other identity that he owns, which is the rightful throne of Bebbanburg. And when episode 1 ends, you want to see if he gets it.